What up, y'all, and welcome to Martinsville Speedway for the 10th race in the 2023 NRSL Jerky Pro Truck Series season. Gearing up for 125 laps of action here under the lights, and on pole for the third time this season is the number 2 of Adam Flickinger. That is pole number 4 for Adam's Truck Series career, and that'll officially tie him 5th all-time with Bradley Ream. To his outside is the 4 of Brad Lewis. In row 2, you've got Corey Riggs and Peter Onjak. Row 3, Enzo Nereza and Usman Hamid. Row 4, Gene Sanford and Hunter Braxton. And rounding out the top 10, you've got Donovan Cage and James Ellison. With 6 races remaining in the calendar year, time is running out to get to the top of the point standings, but the top of the point standings is quite tight after Sam Young won at Oswego last time out. Young with a 1-point lead over Peter Onjak, 4 points over Reggie Fogelman, 6 over Max Anderson, and 11 over Gene Sanford. That is the top 5 in the points. Jack James 13 back. Usman Hamid 16 back, Winnie Calhoun 22 back, Sky Commons 34 back, with Enzo Nereza and James Ellison both 36 back. And then if you go all the way down to 15th in the points, all of those drivers are in range too. Jessica Strauss 40, Dilan Ibrahimian 41 back, Adam Flickinger, your pollster, 46 back, Ryan Brommer 48 back. That's the top 15 in points, all within striking distance to take the points lead on one race. And then even some others that are just outside of that are in range to really throw their name in the mix if they have a good run here tonight. Donovan Cage 61 back, Pat Johnson and Roberto Crown Jr. are both 68 back, Dennis Moore 72 back, and Stephen Waters 75 back. That's the top 20 in the points as we enter Martinsville tonight. And Martinsville, known to be quite crazy. We've been coming here every year ever since the series inception back in 2017. And unfortunately, Daniel Brown, another poor qualifying effort. He has not had the sophomore season he has hoped for. So past winners here, Chevrolet has won here 4 times in the Jerky Pro Truck Series, with Ford and Ram earning a victory once each. LJ Toledo won for Chevy in 2017. Ace Rogers got Rams' lone win in 2018. Austin Mendez got Chevy another win in 2019, with Andrew Rich getting one in 2020. Audra Baranowskis won for Chevrolet in 2021, making it a GMS Racing back-to-back in 2020 and 2021. And then last time out, was the 22 of Dilan Ibrahimian, getting Ford their first win here at Martinsville Speedway. It's a Chevy Ford front row, Chevy Toyota row 2. Could Toyota get their first win here on the paperclip in 2023? Restarts are always a little funky here at Martinsville. You can see them bunching up in the back. Green flag is out, and we are underway from Martinsville Speedway. Field having quite the tough time getting through turns 1 and 2. You can already see them all backed up. Flickinger and Lewis side by side for the race lead. Lewis going to get the run on corner exit and take the race lead at the start-finish line, as David Dixon has already run into an issue. Taking a look at it here in half speed, they were 3 wide craziness at the back of the field. And Winnie Calhoun's looking to go to the middle on David Dixon, and is just going to get into the left rear quarter panel of the 98 and spin him off of turn 2. Archibald Buttersworth with some minor contact as he turns down the track, but just a quick 360 spin for Dixon, and back and away he is going. Brad Lewis already starting to create a gap between himself and Adam Flickinger right now, as these drivers continue to get their tires up to temp. It takes a little bit to get tires up to temp here at Martinsville. As you can see, Lewis continuously running faster laps. A 6:59 that time by to Adam Flickinger's 7:74. So it's going to take a bit for these trucks to get their tires up to temp, and then not a lot of fall off here tonight from what we've heard from practice and whatnot. Fall off is going to be about half a second to maybe 0.8 of a second here tonight. Not a lot of fall off as we're used to seeing usually at a lot of tracks. So expect maybe a small adjustment to the tire compound heading into the Cup race tomorrow night. But let's take a look through the field here, because there is quite a bit of good racing going on. Not much of that going on at the front, as Flickinger is second with Peter Onjak all over his bumper. Riggs in fourth, Nareza fifth. Cage has made it up to sixth. Gene Sanford, Usman Hameen, Brittany Turner, and now Eric Monaco looking for 10th on Hunter Braxton. That's the first side-by-side battle you see here for a top 10 position. As remember, a ton of these drivers are in the hunt to make up time in the championship, such as Ellison, Jack James. Here's your points leader right now, Sam Young. He's currently only running 16th place. And going backwards from the looks of it is Dylan Ibrahimian, last year's winner, is fighting his way forward, looking for 18th on Lucas Catano. There's Reggie Fogelman, third in the points, trying to move his way forward. As they are three wide right here. Cade Anderson, Zachary DeLello, and Dale Johnson. They were three wide there for a moment. Now they're going to be three wide right here behind them. That was Winnie Calhoun, Roberto Crown Jr., and Sky Commons for a split second. So a ton of really good racing going on here at Martinsville already. As you see, David Dixon has moved up back towards the pack. So they've been running a lot slower lap times than him. He's been in clean air. You can see he's run a 21.513, and that is the 8th fastest lap on the board so far tonight. And that is just simply because he has not been stuck in traffic. Now, speaking of traffic and movers, look at this. Daniel Brown started 42nd, lap 11, already up to 29th place, trying to charge forward. Daniel Brown, I believe, is still looking for that first top 10 on the season, as are a couple other drivers such as David Dixon, who we saw get spun, Dale Johnson, even Hunter Braxton in the 99, who is 32nd in the points, is yet to receive a top 10 finish on the season. And he is currently fallen to 12th. Make that, 12th as Skylar Taylor goes by. Dennis Moore now looking to go by as well. As up ahead at the front of the field, Brad Lewis has pulled a almost 2.5 second lead over the two of Adam Flickinger, as racing is quite tight here. You can see it here on the pit lane 1 camera, and then pit lane 2. Look at the 4, Brad Lewis just driving away from Adam Flickinger and co. But a ton of side-by-side battles throughout the mid-pack. And just think of this for now. Once Brad Lewis gets to the rear of the field, whatever lead he has is going to slowly disappear, because he's not going to be able to run these 21.3s in traffic. You can see Lewis currently with the fastest lap on the board, with Donovan Cage second on that chart. Brittany Turner is third, then Calhoun, then Gene Sanford, top 5 on the speed chart. We're on lap 15 of 125 here tonight at Martinsville. They're starting to put the pressure on Adam Flickinger now, as Brad Lewis has about a 4-second lead here on lap 19. Both Peter Onjak in third and Donovan Cage in fourth are all over the number 2. You see Peter give a little bumper to the 2 there, a little bump and run mid-corner. That's how you got to do it here at the paperclip, but you can see Peter still not getting good runs off the corner. So that outside groove has been quite the defensive line. And with minimal tire fall off, it makes it all the more better of a defensive groove to run. So Donovan Cage appears to be the second fastest truck on track at the moment, but currently stuck behind Onjak and Adam Flickinger. We'll have to see if he'll be able to get by both of them. See, this time into 3 and 4 on Jack. Even with Adam Flickinger a little better there, that time through 3 and 4, Onjak actually gets him at the start finish line. Will he clear here off of 2? Yes. So move Peter Onjak in the 83 Red Bull up to second place. Donovan Cage gonna look to take third, and Donovan Cage will make even quicker work of Adam Flickinger than Onjak did. That might be because they're both Chevy drivers. I don't know, but Donovan just drove right by him. See, Corey Riggs, not seeing anything impressive from him right now. He is in the top 5, though, so still kind of impressive. Not trying to take away from that current position. Jean Sanford has shown some pace. She is 7th on the lap chart. 7th in the running order. You see Brittany Turner. What makes it so impressive about Brittany's lap being 4th on the board, as Jack James has actually set a 21.294. Brittany currently still running in 9th, looking for 8th though here on Usman Hameen as Eric Monaco. Eric Monaco, I think, just set his quickest lap. Or no, he just got jumped by, I think, Corey Riggs. Someone ran a fast lap. Oh, that was Peter Onjak in the 83. Peter finally got clean air, and he pulled out a 468 on lap 24. So that is quite impressive. So Brittany Turner goes by Hamid for 8th. Now Monaco looking for 9th. Skylar Taylor has been closing up on the top 10. He's got some decent pace. Same with Dennis Moore, Ryan Brommer, and Jack James, who sits at the top of the speed chart. You see Ellison 16th, fallen from his starting position. How about Dylan Ibrahimian in 17th? He is 17th on the speed chart. And remember, he started on the outside line towards the rear of the field. So Ibrahimian is trying to make his way forward, have a good points day. As you see teammate, points leader coming into the race, Sam Young, currently falling down that running order. Now, next week is Bristol, but there's a catch. Not sure. It might be the dirt track. It might not be the dirt track. So that remains to be seen. But jokes aside, it's going to be the dirt track. So Bristol Dirt next week. That'll be the 3rd and final dirt race for the Truck Series on the season. And hearing a bit of a different package this year, so it could very well be tougher to pass than usual there at Bristol on the dirt. So could be quite the qualifying based race next week or next time out. So Sam Young, if he wants to minimize the damage, tonight might be the night to do it, because we also have Pensacola right before Atlanta. So that race is really going to shuffle the points battle. But anyway, I am rambling. And Peter Onjak and Donovan Cage have started to close the gap on Brad Lewis, as Brittany Turner is going to take 7th away from Enzo Nareza, so the 10 continuing to move forward. You see the 83 and the 6 have just pulled away from Adam Flickinger, as Brad Lewis has started to get into the nitty-gritty lap traffic. He's already got 4 trucks a lap down and making quick work of everyone he gets to the inside of. Let's take a quick status update on Daniel Brown. He has continued to move forward. He's kind of stabilized now in 26th, but he has been moving forward nonetheless. Same with Winnie Calhoun up to 23rd, looking for 22nd on teammate and championship rival Reggie Fogelman. So another position, 1 point up on the 23, if she can get it done, and 1 point down for the 25, and they've got Kate Anderson right on their bumpers as well. But what everyone's got on their bumpers looming is the 4 Brad Lewis, as he tries to keep as much of his gap as possible over second as possible. Daniel Brown has been trying to get by Lucas Catano for several laps, and he's going to lay the bumper to him, getting really hard into the 39, going to turn him into the pit wall. Around they go, around on the back straightaway. Pat Johnson gets involved. Roberto Crown Jr. Oh, they're sliding through. DeLello gets involved. Brad Lewis, the race leader, just got a piece of this. Dale Johnson got a piece. DeLello got a piece. Archibald Buttersworth destroyed. But race leader Brad Lewis has been involved. You can see the damage on the front end. What is that going to do to the pace of the 4? Talked about chaos being created here at Martinsville, and we just saw it there. Lucas Catano turned by Daniel Brown. And Daniel Brown has shot himself in the foot here at Martinsville Speedway. Take another look at it in slow motion. You can see Daniel Brown's left side's getting on the rumble strip, just continuing to push into the 39 as they come off of turn 2 and just turns them right into the barrels, and hard impact for Catano. And then Ron Bishop, Jessica Strauss barely missed this. I mean, they had no time to react. They got super lucky drivers right there. Pat Johnson, not so much, gets into the 48. You see Roberto Crown Jr. kind of stopping, puts a bumper to the door of the 48 just a little bit. Then Buttersworth comes flying in, skims the back of the 48. Same with the 92 of DeLello. And then Max Anderson actually hits Roberto Crown Jr. right before Brad Lewis comes by. You saw Dale Johnson get a piece of the 87 as well, as Donovan Cage just misses, but he loses second to Peter Onjak. But you saw, I mean, the 87 just barely got hit by Max Anderson, and it sent him sideways right as Brad Lewis was coming by. Talk about bad luck. Go on board with the 39 of Lucas Catano. You see him, he's lifting, trying to not get wrecked, and that got him wrecked even more. On board the 88 of Max Anderson. All right, man. Talk about bad luck. Yeesh. One final on board. This one with the 6 of Donovan Cage. This just barely misses the 87 of Roberto Crown Jr. Brad Lewis has remained on the racetrack, not seeing a large amount of pace drop right now, but they're likely going to fix some of that damage when they come to pit. You can see Lewis definitely has lost pace on the straightaway from the damage. He has now been unable to get by the 21 of Jim Ganton. Meanwhile, Donovan Cage has gotten back by Peter Onjak and is charging towards the front of the field to look for the race lead. Out of the race from that entire exchange, Lucas Catano, Daniel Brown, Archibald Buttersworth, and Zachary DeLello. Dale Johnson is on the track 4 laps down after pitting to repair damage. So far the top 10 has not been shuffled up by that incident. But if Brad Lewis pits and takes enough time to fix damage, it could get shuffled up indeed. Let's actually take a update on the running order, as we are closing in on the window for pit stops. So Lewis still leads it. Donovan Cage is second, Onjak third. Brittany Turner just getting by Adam Flickinger for 4th place. Gene Sanford looking to follow for 5th. So that'll drop the 2 to 6th. Corey Riggs and Eric Monaco racing side by side for 7th, as Jack James races Usman Hamid for 9th. So that has dropped Nereza outside up the top 10. Decent gap back to Dennis Moore in 12th. Skylar Taylor, 13th. Brommer, 14th. Braxton, 15th. Waters, Ellison, Wendy Calhoun up into the top 20 now, as Sam Young has dropped to 19th. Ibrahimium to 20th. And no other major updates. So lap 51 of 125 coming to lap 52. Donovan Cage is closing up for the race lead. Brad Lewis has come to pit road here on lap 52. That'll give the lead to Donovan Cage. Now, this is earlier than anticipated for the teams tonight. Expected everyone to pit somewhere around halfway, either just before it or just after it. So this could likely be a strategy decision by the 4 team because of the damage they are going to have to fix on this machine with the minimal tire fall off. Not a bad idea to undercut here at Martinsville. But curious how much time they'll lose. Let's see. Once the left side's dropped down off the jack, let's count the seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 seconds of damage to fix. That is going to plummet Brad Lewis down the running order once this cycles out. As you see, he comes out right in front of Peter Onjak. And remember, it takes a couple laps for your tires to heat up. But we'll see if they've gotten some of the straightaway pace back, as Lewis is going to hold low on the 83. That'll put Lewis currently 2 laps down. But remember, we don't have cautions here on the short tracks, the paved ones. So expect this to cycle out once the rest of the field decides it's time for them to pit. Closing in on the pit stop window here on lap 64. We're coming to 65. It'll be 61 laps to go. Donovan Cage has now drawn out a lead of over 4 seconds to the 83 of Peter Onjak. You see Brittany Turner in 3rd, 8.5 back. Gene Sanford 4th, Eric Monaco 5th. Jack James up to 6th. Adam Flickinger 7th. Corey Riggs 8th, Usman Hamid 9th, and Enzo Nereza the top 10. Winnie Calhoun has driven up to 13th. You see Ellison in 16th, Ibrahimian 18th, and Sam Young in 20th. Donovan Cage looking to put Pat Johnson a lap down. As Brad Lewis starting to make up some time here, running about half a second faster than the field. But the straightaway speed still a bit down on this number 4 truck. As Falloff has actually gotten closer to a second here, as the teams have decided to run a little longer than they did in practice. Still no signs of them pitting. See a couple drivers hitting the outside wall as, oh, there's trouble going in the pit road. Kate Anderson just dumped Ron Bishop, then decided not to pit. So it looks like that'll be something to watch out for as Brittany Turner is going to come in. Let's go to this pit lane 2 camera here. This will give us a great view. Look towards the left side of your screen where the pit lane begins. As you see Donovan Cage going into pit road. See Ibrahimian in, Wendy Calhoun, Sam Young. Donovan Cage currently on his stop. Ooh, that was close. Jessica Strauss coming out as Nereza goes in. There's now a ton of trucks coming out of pit road. Coming out of pit road can get sketchy too. So it gets really tight with where that pit wall is. So you got to watch out. You kind of want to make sure no one's coming out of here side by side. So I believe Donovan Cage should re-inherit the race lead here with Onjak potentially in second. There's Brad Lewis. Oh, contact Usman Hamid! Right up the track in front of Gene Sanford. Contact with Roberto Crown Jr. And Hamid's top 10 run just went out the window. He had stayed out long for the ultimate overcut on a short track of all things, and he just got dumped coming back on the racetrack. And Gene Sanford had nowhere to go. Oh, man. Let's take another look at that. So here it is. Hamid starts to come out of his stall. Roberto Crown Jr. is to his right. And they're coming out, and Hamid just turned right up in front of him to merge, and Hamid goes head-on into the wall, and Gene Sanford has nowhere to go. And both the 47 and the 8 were lead lap competitors here. Hamid headed straight down the pit road as Gene Sanford continues on with damage. So a tough break for Hamid and insult to injury on Roberto Crown Jr.'s night. So Brad Lewis cycled out to second place. He undercut everyone by about 15 to 20 laps. Now he's going to be a sitting duck and going to have to try and defend to the best of his abilities, as Peter Onjak will go by to reclaim second place. Donovan Cage is gone, barring an incident or unforeseen mechanical failure or a huge pace swing to the 83's favor. Donovan Cage is just got to try and get this thing home for these next 48 laps. So Lewis drops to third. Jack James up to fourth. Brittany Turner is fifth. Stephen Waters with a good pit cycle. He's up to sixth place now. Adam Flickinger still in seventh. Gene Sanford eighth with some damage. I believe that's dropped her only about a tenth. So not a ton of damage. Should still have some decent pace. Enzo Nareza, though, is all over her bumper for that eighth place position as Corey Riggs sits in 10th. Braxton is in 11th. He's one spot shy. Remember, Braxton is looking for his first top 10 of the season. Winnie Calhoun in 12th. Ellison 13th. Brahmer, Ibrahimian, the top 15. Eric Monaco dropped to 17th. He was top 5 before the cycle. Sam Young in 21st. Not a good night following the Oswego win. So let's talk about what this means here in terms of the point situation. So Donovan Cage came into this thing 61 points back of Sam Young. Now, he's not going to get the points lead because Peter Onjak came in 1 point back of Sam Young. So Onjak, as they run, I believe, would take the points lead now. It is I believe it is 5 points between first and second. I always forget. This is bad. Like, I run this series, and I forget what the difference is between first and second because there were 2 iterations. There was an iteration where it went 60, 55, 51, and then there was one where it went 60, 54, 51. And now I always forget if it's 54 or 55 for second. Anyway, point to be made here is that Donovan, with where Peter is running, Donovan's only going to gain the 5 or the 6 points, whatever it may be, on Peter, which would still leave him 54 to 55 points behind Peter in the championship. Now, as far as Donovan on Sam Young goes, he's going to close way up because Sam Young running in 21st would only get 22 points. So that would be a 38-point swing to Donovan Cage's favor. Now, at the same time, you've got Gene Sanford top 10, 11 behind Sam Young. She would pass Sam Young in the point. Jack James, 13 back, would pass Sam Young in the points. So you're looking at Sam Young potentially losing I think maybe 3 to 5 positions in the points, depending where he finishes here tonight, because of how close the championship is. Now, with that said, if Peter Onjak finishes second, he's going to gain a ton on everybody because he's only losing points to the 6. The 13 is going to be his biggest worry here because Jack James is closing up. But Peter Onjak would gain a ton on the rest of the field. Same for Jack James. Donovan Cage would close in a ton on would close in on a lot of these guys, pass a lot of these guys with the win. And you might think, "Oh, why is this so important? This is race 10 of 15." That's exactly why it's important. There's only 5 races to go. And I don't think Peter Onjak has second in the bag just yet. Jack James, Brittany Turner, they are closing after getting by the 4 of Brad Lewis. How about the 16 of Stephen Waters? Is potentially going to get a top 5 result here tonight. He's going to get by Brad Lewis here. I mean, it's just a matter of time. Adam Flickinger doesn't seem to have the pace to catch him. Nereza might, as Hunter Braxton has moved up to 10th. Jean Sanford's damage is starting to show. She is now down to 14th place. 25 laps to go here at the paperclip, and Brittany Turner got by Jack James, has driven away from Jack James, and now she is the one closing up to Peter Onjak to look for second place. The rookie in the number 10, partner to Jessie Turner in the Digital Storm Cup Series. She comes into this race 24th in the points with just a single top 5 so far on the season. And this top 5 run would shoot her further up the points. I believe it should get her up into the top 20, depending on where some other drivers are running. Because the points have been insanely tight this season. I mean, every week it seems to shuffle itself. Donovan Cage is gone. He's got a 7-second lead over the 83. As now both the 83 and the 10 are to the outside of lap traffic. That's going to allow the 13 of James to close up. Stephen Waters might not have 5th in the bag as much as I thought he would. Adam Flickinger and Enzo Nereza are starting to close the gap. Remember, Waters is a rookie. Adam Flickinger and Enzo Nereza, veterans. They know a little bit more on how to save the right front here at Martinsville. It is an easy tire to burn off your truck. And they are currently matching the 16. Now, I think the 16 might have a better truck overall, but that right front tire, that is going to be crucial here at the end of this run. Winnie Calhoun as well has been really closing the gap. She's up to 8th. Braxton in 9th, still looking for that first top 10 on the season. It's James Ellison just outside of the top 10 in 11th behind Corey Riggs. So a ton of battles to look at, as now it looks like it's going to be a battle for 3rd once again between Brittany Turner and Jack James. As Turner was unable to get by the 18 of Josh King. Fastest lap on the night now belongs to Benjamin Ice, a 21.220. As the 93 runs in 25th, a lap down. Now Brittany Turner looking to get to the inside of Josh King as Onjak to the inside of Max Anderson. You see that outside, very good defensive line. Anderson shutting the door on Onjak, unable to do so. Now they are 3 wide. That's going to really hurt Peter on corner exit. That's going to let Brittany Turner get right to his bumper. So the battle is heating up for second place. Meanwhile, out front is the 6 of Donovan Cage. with Sam Young, man, how much one race makes quite the difference, from a win-dominating truck at Oswego to a 20th place truck here at Martinsville. That is how competitive the Jerky Pro Truck Series can be, as Donovan is looking to put the 29 a lap down. Coming to 10 laps to go, battle is heating up for positions all around the top 5, top 10. NRSL looking to take 6th away from Adam Flickinger. Winnie Calhoun right behind, looking to take what would become 7th. As Braxton's right there in 9th, looking to pounce as well. Corey Riggs in 10th. Ellison 11th. Brommer 12th. So NRSL will get by Adam Flickinger for 6th. Now can he set his sights on Stephen Waters for 5th? Could Waters take 4th here from Jack James? As ahead, Brittany Turner is looking to try and get 2nd from Peter Onchak. Donovan Cage alone in the race lead, 8 seconds up the road. Dominating performance tonight. What could have become quite the battle between him and Brad Lewis, but Lewis got that damage in that early wreck around lap 40. Lewis now down to 18th after starting in 2nd place. Waters looking to the inside of James. That checks him up off of turn 2. Now he's looking to the inside of him again, coming into turn 3 as NRSL closes the gap. Difference between 6th and 5th is 3 points. That could mean a lot for Enzo NRSL, as he is 10th in the points coming into this one. 36 points back of Sam Young coming in. And with Sam Young running in 20th, NRSL trying to gain all the points he can. Now, though, NRSL on the outside of Calhoun. As Hunter Braxton to the inside of Adam Flickinger for 8th. Now Brommer has got by Ellison for 11th. And these points could be crucial if it comes down to a handful of points at the end of the season. You're trying to get everything you can get. 5 laps to go at Martinsville. We'll watch these battles for as long as we can, then we got to get up to the 6. Onjak has put some distance on himself and Brittany Turner, but there is a swarm of lap trucks racing in front of him. James looks like he maybe has solidified 4th as NRSL trying to put the pressure on Waters. Winnie Calhoun is right there with him. 3-way battle for 5th place. And this is big in the championship for both NRSL and Calhoun, both top 10 in the point standings coming in. NRSL looking to the inside of Waters. Now, if NRSL can't get the pass on Waters done, Calhoun's going to be looking to get the pass on NRSL done, because that's 2 points in favor for Calhoun and 2 points out of favor for NRSL. Calhoun still to the outside of NRSL here, as NRSL can't get to the inside of Waters. Now Calhoun going to have a really good chance here with 2 to go to maybe get 6th. On the 66 is up ahead. Brittany Turner to the inside of Peter Onjak for 2nd. So they hit the white flag lap. Brittany Turner will take 2nd away from Peter Onjak, and that's going to cost Peter some pretty good points. Peter trying to fight back, but he'll fall in line in 3rd. NRSL is still looking for 5th on Waters. But off of turn 4, it's going to be Donovan Cage who gets the win here tonight at Martinsville. His 10th career Jerky Pro Truck Series win. And 2nd on the season, his 1st since Phoenix. Brittany Turner will come home 2nd. Onjak 3rd. Jack James 4th. And NRSL gets 5th. Calhoun 6th. Waters dropped 2 positions there on the final lap. Braxton with his first top 10 of the season. Adam Flickinger 9th, and Ryan Brommer got 10th. As I'm hearing Corey Riggs came to pit road. Riggs will come home 18th. So Donovan Cage, your winner. That's his 10th career win. Just 2nd driver to hit the mark in the Jerky Pro Truck Series. And his 2nd win on the season. Going to gain a good amount of points here in the championship battle. That's Donovan's 24th career top 5 and his 28th career top 10. So, respectively, that puts him 2 wins behind Audra Baranowski's all-time, just 3 top 5s behind Baranowski's all-time. But this is where it gets crazy. 12 top 10s behind Baranowski's all-time. Donovan has been the driver where he either gets a top 5 or he wrecks and he doesn't get a top 10. So, big point shift. We'll get to see what happened in the point standings here in a moment, but let's go through the rest of the finishing order. Went over the top 10 already. Some highlighters. James Ellison, 11th. Ibrahimian, 12th. Fogelman, 14th. Strauss, 15th. Sam Young, 19th. Gene Sanford, 21st. Lewis, 22nd. Max Anderson, 31st. Pat Johnson, 32nd. Uzaman Hamid, 36th. And then Lucas Catano, 39th. So that will do it for me here tonight at Martinsville Speedway. Donovan Cage is your winner. And let's see what the point standings look like with 5 races to go. I will see y'all next time at Bristol for some more dirt track action.